Good morning, this is Julie Dautel with USD 352 in Goodland, Kansas, home of the Cowboys. This is where Goodland is. It's right in the northwest corner. We're about 2 hours from Denver. There's another town about our size, about 30 miles away. The rest of the towns around here are very, very small. We have a rich history. We're prideful. We have something called century families, people who've lived here for years, farming the land and living here. Our main purpose around here is a lot of agricultural related businesses. We also have a Walmart, which is exciting, and it's the only one within 30 miles. And then other than that, you have to drive for a couple hours to get to one. We also have had the railroad here for a long time. Some claims to fame: we're in Mountain Time. There's only about 2 or 3 towns out here that are in Mountain Time, which as a school is really a logistical nightmare trying to get where you're supposed to be on time. We also are the owners of this replica of the giant Van Gogh that you can see from the interstate. Mount Sunflower is also about 20 minutes out in the country from here, which is one of the highest points in Kansas. We have 3 school buildings right now in our district. West Elementary is K2, North is 3 through 6. The junior high school is downtown. We also have a technical school here, Northwest Tech, home of the Mavericks, which has been growing a lot in recent years. Part of that has been some added new technical education that you can get there that has to do with iPads and app development and that sort of thing. We have been an Apple Distinguished School for the last 2 years because of our integration of one-to-one iPads, kindergarten through the tech school, so 12th grade and then on up. In the last couple years, we have passed a bond issue to help with facilities and to move us to 3 schools. We used to be in 5 different buildings. Now we're down to 3. The population here, we have a pretty high high school graduation rate. 13.5% have a bachelor's or higher, 4% have a graduate level. We only have about 4% of unemployment here. Male to female ratio is about equal. Our median house income is $35,000, which is pretty low because I think some of the jobs we have here don't pay as much. And we also have a lower cost of living here. So occupations: farming, ranching, railroad, Walmart. Primarily we are white. We don't have much racial tension. We have some Hispanic, a little bit of black, but not much diversity. So communication out here is, we're out in the middle of nowhere, of course, but we have Remind. We use the Remind app. We have Power School Blast that'll send an email, a text, a voicemail, a call, all those things at once if they're having an emergency of some sort or a change. We have the website, at the school website. We send emails a lot, send home notes, newsletters about the school. We have a radio. We get Wichita TV channels. Wichita is not even close to us, but it is the closest for TV. Or you can get Denver channels. We have a bi-weekly newspaper called the Goodland Star News. At a lot of events, we'll have Spanish speaking or like a translating going on if there's a lot of need for that. But I do think the main place where people get their information is off of social media. We have some very active community groups here: the Rotary, the Elks, and the Lions. Most of the people, I mean, they'll take anybody who wants to serve, but business owners, church leaders, civic leaders, the sheriff's department and police departments are very active here as well. They put on things for us at school and the community, bike safety, that sort of thing. We have a cool program called the Sherman County Leadership Program, which takes people that are working in the community and they fill out an application and they can go, and it's kind of a class and you learn all about government, how the city works, all the different businesses there are here, some innovative ways to get people to come here and live here. And all of these groups work together really well, and they keep things moving for kids in Goodland and really to get the whole community to grow. This is the leadership in our school. It's our school board. Some influencing agents in there would be, I would say, our Century families. Some of the Hispanic leaders from churches and everywhere else are represented. School leaders, the sheriff's department, and really anyone who wants to serve and get involved is encouraged. Characteristics of our leaders: they're accessible, they cooperate, they're friendly, they're agents for positive change. This is the Max Jones Fields house. When we did our facilities bond, there was not money in it to update the Max Jones Field house. And so a group got together and made an endowment where people have donated money to revitalize it. And that project got done last year, and they raised all the money themselves and got it done. So there's a willingness to help and really a great network of people that work together to get things done in the community. The economic conditions around here: we have wheat, irrigated corn, and cattle. Most of the families who are employed here, it's very stable. We do have a population that work at fast food places and that sort of thing, making only minimum wage, which is $7.50 an hour, which I think is why people are moving from job to job. Our farmland property values went up about 5 years ago when we had a big rise in the price of corn, and so I think they pretty much stayed pretty high around here. The other thing that we have is sales tax rate. It's pretty high for around here, but that's part of our bond issue. Our district office is down in the business district downtown, and so I think that's a plus. People can just stop in and talk to the superintendent when they want to. Some social situations we have: there are 2 other towns in our county, Canaredo and Edson. I'm not sure how long ago, but that they all consolidated to come to Goodland to school. And at that time, we had 5 buildings, and everybody did a neighborhood school, K through 6, and then there was 1 high school and 1 junior high. And so we went to attendance centers right before I started working here. And it was a big change for everybody because they started busing kids to each school. Not that the town is that big and need to be bused, but it was a way to kind of get the community on board with that. Some other situations we might have: we have a big Hispanic population, and some of the differences are a little bit, some cultural differences that we have, some celebrations, different things like that. Another thing I would say that we see here more than anything else is a social class competition. In the schools, I see it a lot more than other places. Some other information: school records are kept at the district office. While we're there, I know our district has taken some interest surveys, and so has our city. And then of the kids, sometimes they do different inventories about substance abuse, and I don't know if that's a community involvement thing or with the sheriff's department. We do have a city directory and a telephone book. We also have a cell number phone book, which is exciting to us. We have a chamber of commerce. They aren't very active. The school board minutes are put out in the newspaper. And then for staff, we do inventories. We also have a school website that kind of tells who's who in the school, and you can look up and then also find their email and send them an email. Some power struggles we have in Goodland: the city and county commissioners don't get along very well. They don't work together very well on issues. I know last year there was a government loan forgiveness grant that we could have applied for, and then we'd have to match, I don't know, like 25% of it or something to get new families to move to town that were professional families. And they fought about that, and then it was too late to write the application, and so we did not get to have that. We also have some micropolitics in our buildings, our school buildings. I'm sure that we are not alone in that. The public opinion of our school, I think people are pretty favorable of our school, academically and the events. There were some complaints about the school bond issue, of course. Most complaints come that we do get are about teachers and different situations, coaches, unfairness. As an administrator, I want to be proactive and have clear expectations. Support academic and behavioral efforts of the staff. Have an open door policy. Also, I think it would be important for me to have something that the community has an understanding of our demographics. I think the community doesn't quite understand that everybody doesn't live the same life that they do, or that where different kids are coming from, that sort of thing. Some multicultural issues. With the Hispanic population, they do have a lot of customs and different things and things that they celebrate throughout the year. But I think it would be a good idea to make it more of a community effort so that everyone can learn to appreciate that. Advertise those, and also maybe even let them use facilities at the school for those. The power structure in our school, we have the school board. We also have teacher leaders. We have had recently some school administration turnover, and so we're replacing a couple of administrators. So that's kind of a difficult thing in our new thing we need to plan for. I also think since we've had the bond issue and it passed, that we need to come up with some new plans of what we're going to do. We've kind of just been like, oh, that's over, and we don't know what comes next, kind of in a state of limbo. We have done some public opinion surveys in the past. I know before we did the bond issue, there was Survey Monkeys sent out to everybody to fill it out, or Google Forms. Before we got all of our technology, we sent some things out about that, and also if there would be a needs for an after-school program, the SMARTS program. I would say in a small town, personal interviews and networking work the best. Talking with people about what their concerns are and kind of using that as a sounding board to go off of. But we need to probably do that again and keep our schools and our town moving. Thanks.